Hi guys, my name is Jayla and this video is all about pregnancy and epilepsy. So if you're epileptic, you have seizures, and you want to know more about pregnancy and epilepsy, keep watching. So I'm making this video because when I first found out I was pregnant, I went to Google and there weren't very many resources. There wasn't really any reliable information out there for me to feel comforted by. And I went to YouTube, Google, everything, tried to search like through medical studies. Nothing was really solid. So this is the information that I've gathered being pregnant and epileptic myself, and I hope it can be helpful to you. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is consult your neurologist. You wanna schedule an appointment with them for as soon as possible so that you can voice all your questions and concerns. It might be helpful to write them down so that you can remember everything, because you're definitely gonna have a lot of questions and a lot of concerns. I know I did. And you're gonna wanna avoid your triggers in the meantime. If you know that photosensitivity is what triggers your seizures, or if it's not sleepy enough or stressing, you wanna avoid all of those things. And I know it's really hard to say, oh, don't stress, but you do not wanna have a seizure in this time. So really try to manage your health, be on top of your medication, continue taking your medication. Like, even if it isn't pregnancy safe, you need to continue taking your medication until you consult with your neurologist, and then you guys can work on a weaning plan. All right, so pregnancy safe medications. The two pregnancy safe medications that my doctor has expressed to me are lamotrigine and Keppra. So I'm currently on Keppra, but when I found out I was pregnant, I was on something that wasn't pregnancy safe. I was on oxcarbazepine, and I found out I was pregnant at 3 weeks. So from there, we started the weaning process, weaning me off oxcarbazepine onto Keppra. Birth defects. So as an epileptic person, you are at a higher risk for your baby developing spina bifida, cleft palate, and neural tube defects. I know that sounds really scary, not reassuring at all, but you're only at a slightly higher risk than the average woman would be. So don't just, count your baby out, think that these horrible things are gonna happen to you, because there's a good chance that none of it will happen. And then you can talk to your doctor about taking folic acid. Folic acid can counter, some of this, the risk for it. So my doctor prescribed me 5 milligrams of folic acid per day. I take folic acid every day, or I have until I was up to 20 weeks, because at that point she's pretty much like developed all of that. And at my 20-week ultrasound, we checked everything and she was doing just fine. So the folic acid did work for me. I'm actually gonna insert some pictures so you guys can see her scans, and her spine looks good, and I'll insert a picture of her lips and you can see that her lips are nice and full. She has some pretty lips already. And you guys can see everything is a-okay. So if your doctor tells you, don't stress, just take your folic acid, everything is gonna be okay. Just listen to them. Do seizures affect my baby? This is a question that I had. This is a question I asked my OBGYN, and he told me that my baby would be pretty much safe from a seizure, wouldn't have any effect on her up until she was bigger, around 20 something weeks. I think he said 24 weeks, but you can check with your OBGYN or your neurologist and ask them. So he said that I really wasn't at, risk for harming her if it was earlier in the pregnancy that I did have a seizure. So if you're early on in your pregnancy and you've had a seizure, don't worry about it. It's likely that it hasn't caused your baby any harm. Still go in and check, go to the doctor, but it's likely that they are doing just fine. All right, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any more questions that you think I can answer, you can comment them down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Like and subscribe. Bye.